Hi everyone, it's the EnglishSimmer here and welcome back to my channel, and today's video where we're actually gonna be looking at the skin tones once again in my game, because in the last patch update it was actually said that they had been fixed again, and the team actually gave us an update a few weeks ago now. I didn't cover it on my channel, but I wanted to cover it in this video because one, it's a very important subject that I'm glad is finally being talked about, and two, just in case you guys missed it, I wanted to catch you all up and talk through this with you. So this is the update that we got on the Sims 4 blog. So where are we now? On October the 6th, we launched a PC base game update that improved issues with some of the existing darker skin tones. Specifically, we addressed the colour banding that appeared on the Sims' cheeks and foreheads. The forehead one was the one that I noticed the most, and it was still in my game for me even after I had done that update. Basically, they've blurred the lines a little bit more, so there's not as much of a hard edge. So I'm gonna see how noticeable it is after the November update, but then in December, that's when the big update is coming. So doing so allowed us to create a consistent tone across the whole of the body, allowing for the shadows and details to be more visually distinct. We also tweaked the male afro and braids base game hairstyles to reflect the detail. I did a video back when this update dropped going over those, and then console players will notice those changes reflected in the November the 10th update. So that's the one that we more recently got. So console players, I know PS4 has been crashing a lot. Trust me, the team are working on it. They have said that there is a hotfix coming this week. Fingers crossed if they can get it figured out. PS4 has been crashing a lot, and also PC, but there is a workaround for PC. So if your game has been crashing, I'm going to leave a workaround down below. I'm going to link it. And then following on from that, an important update hits this December. This is the big update. This is what we have been waiting for years now when it comes to skin tones in The Sims 4. On December the 8th, we will be adding over 100 new skin tones to The Sims 4. Over 100 new skin tones is a big ask, which I think is why they wanted to get the current skin tones right before they actually did this. Every skin tone will have a value slider to unlock thousands more customizable options. In addition, we'll make compression improvements to make both new and existing skin tones display better. So again, they're going back to the drawing board. They are trying to still make them look better than what they currently look like. Do I think it should have taken like 3 or 4 updates to get this right? No. However, they are trying and they are listening to feedback, which is a great thing. Like, they're not just being like, well, we updated it, so it's fine now. Like, they're actually like listening to people on Twitter who still aren't happy with the way that it looks, and rightfully so. And the gurus are like, we're still trying to fix things. Also, including strengthening the quality of suntans and sunburns. Again, a super important aspect, especially if you have island living, in which suntans and sunburns came with. So we have this image here, and as you can see, this is the new skin tone UI. So you have obviously your miscellaneous, these are your vampire skin tones. Also looks like we're getting some new ones. I don't think we've had like purple, yellow, or blue, so I mean, not an important feature of this update, but like nice that we're getting more. And then here we have a cool section, we have a neutral section, and we have a warm section. I'm not really too sure what these sliders are gonna do. I think they changed the undertones, but I'm not too sure. I don't want to suspect anything. I think this is just an early look, but we have warm skin tones, we have like natural undertones, and then we also have cool undertones, and then this looks like miscellaneous. So yeah, you can just change it through there, or you can go through all of them. Our December update also includes the introduction of 4 makeup sliders. Finally, The fact that this game has been out since 2014 and we've managed to go without makeup sliders for this long, every single feedback that they have done, every single opportunity that I have had to say, can we get some sliders when it comes to makeup? I have asked for it. I've put it in all the surveys recently. And these are to more freely complement all skin tones. The hue slider lets you control your color, whilst the value slider lets you adjust brightness. You'll be able to adjust transparency with the opacity slider and control how much color is in your makeup with the saturation slider. Those are way more sliders than we've ever had in a Sims game when it comes to makeup, and honestly, I think it is gonna help. Lastly, 3 more base game hairstyles will see improvements in the December update. These include 2 children's hairstyles, the braided ponytail with baby hairs and the braided ponytail without baby hairs, and the flat top texture hairstyle. The big afro that came in base game, which honestly just looks horrific, that unfortunately isn't being updated in this, but I think the team are working on it. I think I read on Twitter that they are actually working on the big afro, because honestly that has needed an update for years now. And then as you can see, these are the sliders for the makeup. I think this is definitely a game changer. Like, the fact that working with these sliders can help match your skin tone more is definitely a good thing. I've always thought the makeup in The Sims 4, there's not enough range in the tones anyway. They are very pink, so they really only work well on light skin tones, and even then, they're not the best. I wanted an opacity slider, opacity. I don't know, I never really use that word outside of The Sims, but I've wanted one of those sliders like since the beginning, because we had it back in The Sims 3 and I was definitely missing it. But the fact that we're also getting like 3 other sliders is super helpful, and it's just gonna make like me use their makeup more. I usually never use EA makeup. I'm gonna hold my hands up and say it. Cryptic Sims is my lord and savior when it comes to custom content makeup and just makeup in general in The Sims 4. I do want to say I think this is gonna break a lot of custom content makeup, because obviously they'll have to like work with the sliders perhaps. I don't really know how it's gonna work. I've seen a lot of custom content creators talking about how skins are probably gonna break, especially like default skins if you have those in your game, and also makeup as well. So my heart goes out to custom content creators when this update drops, because they're gonna have so much work. I wanna put a PSA, just be patient. Honestly, modders and custom content creators do not get the respect that they deserve. And then more to come. It's our goal to ensure the representation in The Sims 4 is more inclusive. To do so, we've been working with consultants, including prominent community members like Game Changers, Mia Zaf, Ebonic Sims, How, Xmera, and Catherine Games. I think I've met every single person here. I absolutely adore these people. Like, honestly, incredible creators at what they do. I know Ebonics and Mira have been fighting for years when it comes to Black Simmers and also like custom content for representation of Black Simmers, and they've been honestly spearheads in this movement. So I am so glad that the team decided to work with them. I mean, Mira has been my go-to for more range of skin tones. Since she actually released her melanin pack, I have never taken that out of my game since I downloaded it. I use it on every single sim that has a darker skin tone, because honestly, EA's just doesn't hit it for me. So I am glad that EA has recognized these people and is definitely working with them and consulting them to make sure that they're doing this right. They've been advising us in our endeavors to create a more inclusive game for everyone. It was their suggestion to add additional hairstyles without baby hairs in the December update, which is why there are 3 rather than the 2 we previously announced. Going forward, we're committed to continuing to improve The Sims 4 to give you the game you deserve. We can't wait to see what you'll create in the future, and we're so grateful to have you on this journey with us. Thank you. I'm in my game just to go over the skin tones, just to actually see, because I haven't looked at them since they've been re-updated. It's so confusing because we've had like 2 updates now where they've addressed it, but it's still not sort of been fixed the way that we assumed it would be. And then there's a third one coming in December. But I think, first of all, this may be the flat top hair that they were talking about. Sorry if I have called that wrong, but let's have a look at the darker skin tones. Okay, so I'm like zoomed in as far as I can. There's only like some where it really sticks out to me. They've definitely blended it more. I can tell, like, this one you can still see it. There's like, and I know a lot of people in my comments are like, I can't see it like in the video. That's down to YouTube compression, unfortunately. So obviously when I render my videos and stuff, you lose a little bit of quality from what I'm actually seeing on my screen. But the best way I can describe it is this basically looks like a little bit more red. And also I can tell that it is probably the shadowing along the actual nose bridge that's causing it. But it's kind of like a squiggly rectangle right in the middle of the nose. But it's definitely not as prominent as it was. I'm also looking around the lips as well to see if I can see any of the color difference, and it still looks a little bit lighter, but honestly I'm not seeing as much like red dots as I first saw. I think this is definitely blended a lot more than what it was. There's a little bit of redness around the top lip on this skin tone. I'm just excited to finally have more range, man. Like, we've been living with this amount of skin tones for so long, and it just doesn't cut it. So the fact that we're getting over 100 and also sliders included to also perfect those how we want them to look is a great thing. So that's coming on the 8th of December. A little early Christmas present to those of you who celebrate it. So I hope this video helped. If you missed this news, then I hope you feel all caught up. I'm not too sure how the 100 plus skin tones are going to arrive for console. I don't know if they're arriving on the same date or if console players will have to wait a little bit longer. They actually didn't mention that, unfortunately. Like I said, keep an eye out for a hotfix for the crashes that are happening. Fingers crossed, should happen sometime this week. I know I haven't talked about them too much, but as I said, if you don't want to hold off to the hotfix and you're playing on PC, there is a workaround in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and also a big thank you to the simmers who the sim team got involved with on this update. Like, I'm so glad that they started working with simmers more, especially on such important in-game topics when it comes to representation. I can only thank the team and the creators who put their time and effort in to go through this with them and educate on this issue. Let me know how you guys are feeling about the December future update in the comments down below, and I will speak to you all in my next video. Bye!